Hello everybody, my name is Connor and today I'm trying something a little different here. We are going to be playing OP13 Ace in the ranked ladder, and I wanted to talk about the games after the fact, give you some post commentary, and potentially even just go over my thoughts and things like that. But let me know what you guys think of this style. I feel like PRB is getting a little stale, and I feel like you guys are kind of sick of watching Green Purple Luffy. I'm a tiny bit sick of playing him, but I am excited for what's going to come with him in OP13. But let's get into some Ace games here. I am watching this in Premiere, so if it's a little weird, I'm going to try and edit that out for you guys so you guys can't see. But just play with me here, okay? So we are going to go ahead. This starting hand looks like butt to me. I don't see any searchers, anything I want, so I am going to go ahead and mulligan. Thankfully, we have the two Ezos, as you guys just saw. One here, one there. Awesome. We're going to go ahead, play one of those Ezos. Really unfortunate to be bottom decking these two Yamatos. I think these Yamatos are really nice. Anything I feel that gives Ace Dawn is really good. Anything that gives him that rest at Dawn. Trying to decide how I want to put these back. Gonna put the Josu's up top and pass turn. Roger is a leader that I'm not super familiar with. Until he reaches 9 Dawn, he is going to be, or 10 Dawn, I believe he is going to be -2, but he has to equip a Dawn to, I believe, get him to, so my understanding is he's going to be about at least a 6k swing each time he swings, because he's attaching that Dawn from leader ability. He has to attach that Dawn. So he's going to be meeting our 6k leader here, which is fine. With Ezo, we do search off a Ace, I believe. Yeah, it says reveal and draw Ace, starter deck 22. I have two different lists right now. This list is because I have two of these Altar Aces and I love these Aces. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That's exactly why I have them. But back into the game here. We're going to go ahead pass. See, he does have that equipped Dawn, so he is going to be a 6k swing. 3 Dawn to play with, which is fine with me here. I don't think he has a ton he can do. And, of course, if he only swings 6, that's an easy leader ability. Not really feeling like I want to give up my blocker Newgate, but Tax Newgate could be good here. We do see this new card, which is kind of like a Gear 2 that's like typed to Roger. So we do end up using an Ezo and drawing into a Marco, which I think is better than the Tax Gate at this moment, so I do bottom deck it. I decide to hold on to this one and just take, and hey, look at that, we get a Tax Gate. Tax Gate, I don't know. I feel like Tax Gate is good, but I'm not 100% vibing with him. But plays the Shanks Searcher there, as you can see right there, Shanks Searcher. If I remember, I'll put pictures up. But yeah, as I said, I have not gotten to play too much against Roger. I've been really grinding OP12 and PRB, but now that PRB is at the tail end of it, and I want to start, practicing for OP13, I feel like now is the time to do this. We do see a new card that, of course, unfamiliar. As I said, a bunch of Roger package came out. This card's pretty interesting. The on-play does tie in with the leader ability. A lot of Roger's on-plays do have to do with if you have Given Dawn, which Roger's always going to have that Given Dawn. The when attacking doesn't matter too much, I feel, in this situation. It's 3,000 or less. I'm not sure if Roger can, minus stuff here, but that does make me want to use my Ezo as soon as I can. But back into the game, we do, I think, draw into Uta there, which is nice. I do like that Uta. That Uta is really good in this deck, I feel. And I'm reading the Crocious because I'm so confused. I'm like, wait, that's a lot of text that I can't read. So, thankfully, while going first kind of feels bad, I actually think I really like it on Ace because so much of our curve is that 2, 4, 6, and I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know if that's odds or evens, guys. I'm bad at math, I'm bad at numbers, but we were able to drop the Marco and attach Dawn, so now we can activate our leader ability. And if Marco dies, awesome, we get to draw 2 cards or 3 cards with leader ability. If we get hit, we're drawing cards. Regardless, we're drawing cards, and I don't think Roger has a way to get rid of some of those cards. Of course, Roger does at this moment have a lot of cards in hand, as we can see. So we might be in trouble, who knows, but feeling pretty comfortable with the Ezo. Gonna be able to cycle some of our cards in hand, and feeling comfortable with the Marco. Gonna be able to protect ourselves from a big hit. Of course, I am expecting Roger to run. Yes, that's right, Gold D Roger. So I want to try and use Marco a little earlier, or maybe even use Marco aggressively against Roger, but not yet. I feel like we're doing okay on life. You know, he's got 3, we've got 2. We're not at a point. Of course, I think I'm at 5 Dawn. That's math. Not going to be able to play I Am Whitebeard to really kind of put us in Roger range. But this one I thought was interesting, the Lead Performer Disaster. I think that card is really good. It is, I did think I saw it in Purple Luffy, which I might want to play. And then Douglas Bullet comes down. Douglas Bullet going to gain a plus if you have, I think, a given Dawn, a 6k swing. We are going to go ahead, pop Ezo, trying to figure out what we want to bottom deck. I think we bottom decked an Ace there. Yeah, I want to keep the... In my brain, I'm like, okay, I want to keep Taxgate. This countering out or blocking with that 6K feels really bad. So I do decide to trash the Jozu. That's kind of... He's in there for counter. And we do draw into another I Am Whitebeard, which is great. That's going to be what we want. We get a perfect card to counter this, one of Cavendish. If we don't see it early, it's perfect to throw away here. Yamato gonna give us the ability to, I believe, give a leader or give Dawn to Ace, leaving 1 up for the Rad Beam here. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Of course, Roger is at the 10 Dawn turn, the 9 Dawn. He has to still give leader a Dawn at this point in the game. Kind of, but now he's an 8k swing. Now the promo Roger comes down, which I think we just got confirmed. Promo Roger, pretty scary here. This is the easiest leader ability of my life. We are gonna go ahead, leader ability, the bullet swing. That makes it just a 4k swing into us, easy enough to block. He's gonna swing 10 with lead, throw that into the Marco. Easy, we're gonna get more cards in hand. If he swings more, we are gonna be able to a Rad Beam if need. And then we draw into Roger here, which is so nice. And here I actually think I mess up. I'm looking at Taxbeard like, I think I play Taxbeard here. I'm gonna, play Taxbeard so he can't swing that Roger. But I am gonna do this. And I accidentally autopilot into the 10 blocker. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. So we are gonna go ahead, give our buff to Ace, select 1 card to trash. I end up trashing Taxgate and attaching Dawn here, swinging 8 into 6, trying to get some cards out of hand. He's got a good amount of cards in hand, so I'm not feeling it. We are gonna go ahead, get 2 cards out of hand here, and 10 into 6. I'm like, okay, if you want to keep what you have, you're gonna have to give me a lot. 2 more cards. That hand size is so much more doable. Of course, I am a little nervous, but we have a lot of counter. I see 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, Rad Beam, Dawn up for Rad Beam. So we should be fine. We also have, of course, our 12k blocker, but if he does play a Roger, I still think we're going to be okay. And I'm trying to think about the math here. I'm trying to think about what I do. And of course, he kind of forfeits. He could have played Roger. Let's pause here and go over some ideas. So right here, he did have the, guess we'll have another scrap. You can only risk death while you're still alive. So true, Roger. No trigger, and it is a counter. We'll give him plus 3,000 on counter. But realistically, I think Rayleigh would have been really good here for him. Lowering this, popping this. I think we probably, depending on the math here, I think we probably still would have been able to swing because we are 7, 8, 9k. Now you guys can see how terrible my handwriting is. If he played Rayleigh down, let's see, Rayleigh's 13. So he could have gone 7. We actually, no, we're 9. No, 6, 7, 8. We're 8k. My bad. I can't do math. Now you guys know. I mean, you guys should have known, but he plays Rayleigh. 8k. He can't swing lead. He can't swing here. So yeah, he wouldn't have been able to get there with that. Maybe if he played this Rayleigh, but we did have our own Roger next turn. Probably Rayleigh was his best bet, I would assume, and then I don't know if he would have left one up for the Dawn, but I think we were in a pretty good position to win out that game with the Rayleigh next turn. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think there's anything this Roger could have done differently, should have done differently, and more importantly, let me know what you guys think I should have done differently. That's why we're here. That's why I am doing this. So that was game 1. I have one more game for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the mirror match here. Definitely wasn't really sure what to expect from the mirror match. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the mirror match comes down to who draws what. This opening hand, I do like. I am trying a different list that runs the 6-cost Yamato. I think a lot of ace decks have dropped the 6-cost Yamato at this point. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with it, but Izo gonna go ahead, bottom deck a Marco, unfortunately, but take a Marco here. Marco, I think, pretty decent in this matchup. It is hard. I think the toughest part about this matchup is probably playing around pudding, because with ace, I just feel like I want to get so many cards in hand. And of course, ace is also a blue deck, so it runs pudding. So look at that, we're twinning. They're going to go ahead and also take a blocker Marco. 3 Dawn, not much we can do here. So while swinging, you know, 9 feels silly here. I'm going to swing 8. I don't know if he has a Rad Beam or something. I think he should have attached that Dawn. Especially if he didn't have like a Rad Beam or something to... Actually, Rad Beam wouldn't even... A counter event, I should say, not specifically Rad Beam. He is going to go ahead, trash Izo. What is he going to get off of that trash? Gonna see what he grabs. He's going to bottom deck a card. We're actually not going to see what he grabs, but he is going to put something to the bottom of his deck, which makes me feel like he might have a decent amount of counter, or bricks, excuse me. And then he is going to take that hit. So down to 2 life, down to 3 over here. That's where we start. But he does have a pretty good hand size. Our hand is not too crazy, but we do have pudding, and that is so good for us. I think this list maybe runs a 2 of. This is card Kaizoku's list, which is... He's also... you guys all know him. He's great. Go sub to his Patreon. But yeah, so see, I think this is why going first might be better in the mirror, because he's going to play that Marco, and he's got 4 Dawn, so he can't attach for leader ability. Unlike us, we are built different. We are cooler. We are going to trash Izo, bottom deck the Uta. Didn't feel great, but hey, look at that. We draw into Uta, and there is the Marco that we predicted. Now we are going to be able to swing 7, which is going to allow us to have our leader ability, our secondary leader ability to draw more cards, and we are going to be able to play Marco, but he does take, and I'm like, I feel like I am legally obligated to putting that hand, so we do end up playing pudding, and we do have Jozu here, which I am like, okay, I think this list only runs 1 pudding, so I want to be able to use Jozu to bounce pudding back to my hand, so I can keep his hand size low. That's my thought process, and that's what we're going to do. So he does play down another Izo, and there I am hovering over Jozu, thinking, okay, like, I need to bounce pudding, but I don't have to bounce one of his characters, which is great. Not having to bounce one of his characters is definitely pretty beneficial, especially because I don't want to bounce a Searcher, and I don't want to bounce a 2K back to his hand. If we were at maybe 10 Dawn, where I could play Jozu and then play pudding back on the field, and just ruin that hand again, maybe, but we are not at 10 Dawn. We're gonna go to 7 Dawn here. So 4 Dawn left, not sure what he's gonna do, and he's just gonna load up leader and swing. And I'm feeling like I don't want to go to 1, and as bad as it feels to counter to drop this many cards, you know, maybe he has a pudding in his deck that's coming up. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do here to counter out. I don't want to lose the Yamato because I want to try it. I don't want to use Roger because it's good. So we do, unfortunately, we do the Marco, the Uta, and the Izo there. And then here we're going to go ahead and play Yamato. We'll give that rest of Dawn to ace, swing 7 into lead, and then we're going to be able to get an 8 here, which is pretty nice. Of course, Jozu could have been nice, but I felt like Yamato was more aggressive. I'm gonna go ahead and trash Izo, see if he can draw into something he needs. His hand size, pretty good hand size up there. Our hand size is looking pretty low, and we're definitely low on counter, but he does send a card to the bottom of his deck, which means that I'm gonna guess it's a brick or something he does not want at this time. To me, that's good news. So 7, we're gonna see if he can counter out, give us a 2k, or a leader ability, get a minus something by 2k. We'll see though. He is gonna he is gonna give us a 2k with the Uta there, and then 8 and a 6 looks like it is going to potentially, I mean, he's got to give us, to get out of it, he would have to give us a card and a card for leader and a card. So he does end up gaining 2 cards off of that hit, which is fine. Now I'm hoping here that he's gonna swing into Yamato and I can use them as kind of a pseudo blocker, and then next turn I'll be able to play down a Jozu to bounce the pudding back to my hand. Yeah, hoping to use Yamato as a pseudo blocker here. We don't have a ton of counter. I could go down to 1 life. Definitely is a little nerve-wracking. Have to do a decent job of playing around the Roger. The 1k, or excuse me, the 6k swing going here. I'm just gonna counter with 1. I am not sure what he's gonna play with 8 Dawn, and I want to make sure that I can be relatively healthy going into next turn, because I can use I Am Whitebeard to play down a blocker. But this is actually really interesting. So he swings 6 and then plays I Am Whitebeard to play out the 9 gate, which I really like. I mean, look at that. He's a 4. He gets plus 4,000, so that makes him a 10k leader. He's a 10k leader. Like, what do you do against a 10k lead as a 6k with a 7k? And this puts me in a really weird spot, honestly. It puts me in a spot where I don't have the bodies to swing, and I mean, playing Roger here and going for a game, he needs 3k, which realistically he needs 1k. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here and exactly how I want to do it. I'm thinking about playing down the I Am Whitebeard to play Newgate, but if he has a Roger, we are in trouble. Here, I'm splitting Dawn to see what I can do. 11-11, that's so easy for Ace to counter out, especially with a hand size this big. So we're just going to go ahead, play Jozu, bounce Pudding back, not bounce his Otama back, and attach a Dawn to lead, and pass. I don't want to swing into him. I can't really swing into him with being a 10k, with the bodies I have. And here, I didn't want to play any blockers, because I said, like, if he plays a Roger, I'm in trouble. I have to, even with a blocker, it's like pointless. So attaching the Dawn here, so I'm able to leader ability just in case. I want to stay pretty healthy, but I'm thinking he's at 0 life. If he plays a blocker, whatever he does, Roger is most likely my play. If I can survive, I just need to survive. I am thinking maybe Pudding. That hand is pretty scary, so maybe I play Pudding and then go for game. But yeah, I'm definitely, that 9 gate put me in a really weird spot. With the 9 gate comboed with the I Am Whitebeard, pretty good. I like it. The 10 coming down, we are going to draw. We draw into 2 I Am Whitebeards, so now we have something to counter with, thankfully. And if he plays a Roger here, I'm going to be able to get out of the Ace swing. But he does attach 2 Dawn to Ace, and I'm like, okay, like, I can counter that. We trash one of the I Am Whitebeards, and I think we're going to go ahead and trash Thatch to give a +2. So, easy counter. We have 1 life. If he plays Roger, I'm fine with it. Of course, well, if he plays Roger, he's cheating because he doesn't have the Dawn for it. But he is going to play Jozu to bounce his 2k and bounce my Jozu back. Really unfortunate, but there it is. He plays a blocker, and I'm like, okay, like, he played a blocker. He has no life. I feel like this is our time to go for game. I'm going to go ahead, play down the Roger. Use Yamato ability to make Ace a 7k. So we're going to go 7, 7, 13. They won't be able to block any of these. And I'm trying to decide, Do I go 7, 7, get all the counter out of his hand, and then go 13 there? And I just don't think that's it. Seeing that out of a 7, he trashes a red rock. To me, I'm like, okay, he probably doesn't have a lot of counter if he had to leader ability the 7k. So 7 gets a 2k, and then 13, we're gonna see if we can get something out of there. And yeah, pretty unfortunate from my opponent. They had 1, I think that's a 1k. So let's see, 13, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we were in a pretty good spot there. Of course, Roger being the real MVP. And hey, this list is running 2 puddings. That's great. I love that. We definitely played it like we had 1 pudding, but it worked out great for us, I think. I do like the Atmos. I do like the Red Rock. I think my lists, none of my lists are currently running Red Rock, but I have not faced an Emu, and I'm pretty nervous about the Emu matchup. Just mostly because I'm not familiar with it really, but that is today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys liked the drawings. I was inspired by Card Kaizoku, of course. I said, hey, that's really cool. I like that. Let me see if I can do it. Found something that kind of works. Not as well, of course, but you know, I can't beat perfection. But let me know if you guys like this. I'm just trying to think of ways to, I don't know, keep enjoying playing. I have been on a little tiny hiatus from One Piece. I've been playing some Union Arena for the second channel. Really enjoy Union Arena. It's fun, definitely not as competitive as One Piece, but I'm trying to, even though I'm grinding for Nats, I'm trying not to burn myself out. So I thought these were some good games to share, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of this type of video. This type of video was honestly really fun. I really enjoyed it, and they're a little easier to edit than locals, and I just like drawing on my screen. I feel so cool. But yeah, there we go. Look at these sunglasses, smiley face. That's right, I've got an art degree. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
すぐに片付けますのでご安心を。おらー、これじゃあキリがねえ。麦わら